The skull is missing. Then the ritual item. Someone else must already have it. That tomb. If it's what I think it is, it holds the remains of Landulf of Capua. Sweet Jesus, this place is giving me the creeps. Oh, shit. I can't see the steps.
Know then, O Thane of distant empires in the future age, that in your time has returned a great doom that bodes destruction to your world and your god as well as mine own. In centuries past, this holy place was devoted to the great grey god of Asgard, leader of the Aesir. On this spot was his altar dedicated, and here did those who served him return when they were discovered among the legions of Christ. In this place was the ritual of his return to be undertaken, and here was he most foully betrayed by usurpers among us. As did Irdolf in ages past, they undertook to assume his mantle and establish their suzerainty. I was the keeper of the sacred triad who endeavored to secret Dahlia's chamber from their unclean hands, leaving them its empty shell. And it was I who was chosen as their witness and final sacrifice, whose rived soul was left among that encasement's shattered remains as theirs were sent to torment in Hades. Long have I watched and waited for the next witness, he who would complete my bitter quest. And now must I enlighten you, the unwitting enemy of my God, in order to forestall his usurpation. Shatter Dahlia's prison to convey the grey god to those who would mock him. Keep it not for thine own purpose as I so unwisely did. Go now through the egress that I have long ago prepared. Preserve your soul and that of your nation. Let him sleep his icy sleep, forever safe and forever unawaking.
I made my way out of the crypts through the rubble of the ruined monastery. Before I knew it, I found myself in the vestry of the old church. I was getting close. Very close.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Von Hess, fancy meeting you here.
Who?
What's the matter? You don't remember me? Well, I guess it has been a while since my days at the COI in Cleveland.
Ah, Mr. Pearson, if I'm not mistaken.
No sudden moves. It'd be a shame to have to use this.
Don't be a fool. You're hopelessly outnumbered. You won't get out of here
I
alive.
suppose I was dumb enough to come in here without any backup, do you?
You're bluffing.
Just go ahead and try me. Besides, your men aren't going to be doing any shooting as long as I've got you here.
It seems that you have me at a disadvantage then.
You're damn right I do. So now you're going to answer a few questions for me.
As you wish.
I want to know what really happened back in Cleveland in '41. How did you get to Dr. Eisenstadt?
But I didn't get to anyone. I was held for questioning. I was in your custody the entire time. When war broke out, I was sent back to my native land.
Then who killed Eisenstadt? Who took the Dahlia?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't play me for an idiot. You were in the Raven Room for a reason. Who killed Eisenstadt?
I swear I did not kill this man.
Then who did?
I do not know.
You're lying. Spill it.
Do what you must to me. There are fates worse than death.
What's going on out there?
They are sanctifying the ritual items.
What items?
You know, it would be better for you if you let me go. You are in an impossible situation here.
Yeah, I appreciate the concern. Now, I'm not going to ask you again. What ritual items?
The skull and the chalice.
They won't do you any good without the Dahlia.
But how did you know?
I've spent 5 years trying to figure out what that gem's secret was.
Then you know whoever controls the Dahlia can control the world.
What is it with you Krauts and ruling the world anyway?
You realize you have no hope here. Your situation is hopeless. You are surrounded by a force of men who was once the elite officers of the SS. I can assure you, however, that if you surrender, you'll be treated most considerately.
I know what your idea of consideration is. A bullet in the back of the head. I don't think so. You've been playing me for a sap ever since Cleveland. I've had about enough of it. Tell me who's behind all this.
I don't...
Tell me!
You are so like a boy, playing at cops and robbers. You have no idea when you are in over your head.
Maybe I should just hand you straight over to the Nuremberg tribunal. We'll see how you like to talk when you're staring at the gas chamber. Winslow, what the hell are you doing here?
Well, I can't let you get all the glory, eh, sport?
But how did you...
Well, my informants must have received the same tip as you. We came to investigate the monastery. We saw you bumbling around back here. Looked like you might be in a spot of trouble, so I thought we should lend a hand. Who's your prisoner?
He's an acquaintance of ours from the old days. You remember the Nazi we arrested in Cleveland? His name's Von Hess.
Why, it is Von Hess. Mind if I have a word with him?
I guess not.
Where is it?
But there wasn't time. We couldn't get them all out. You must understand that the lock mechanisms were difficult. But don't worry, my men are on it. We'll have it back soon.
What's going on?
Not now, Jimbo. You left it behind.
The Americans were everywhere!
You bungling idiot! What the hell are you doing?
Never could abide incompetence. Yo, I think it best if you drop that gun, sport. Nasty thing could go off at any second.
I don't get it. What's your game, Winslow?
Oh, you always were rather naive, Jimbo. I thought we just got lucky when he led us to the Brotherhood's messenger, but really, Dr. Eisenstadt, the torso killer himself. Oh, it's almost too much to ask. And he led me right to his back door where you wouldn't suspect a thing.
You were the one that killed Eisenstadt.
Ah, yes. Guilty as charged. Not as smart as you thought you were, eh, sport?
Smart enough to get to the Black Dahlia before you.
You have it.
Yeah, that's right, I have it. But you tell me, if this thing is so important, why'd you ever let it go?
It was that fool, Hitler. What a pathetic little man. We thought of him as a god, but what did he do when we handed him the means to control the world? He buried it underground.
Where the damn thing belongs.
Oh, Jimbo. You disappoint me. I thought you of all people would appreciate its grandeur.
There's nothing grand about it. That gem's brought this world nothing but evil.
Sacrifices have been made. But, isn't that the truth behind all of man's glorious endeavors? The pyramids were built on the backs of 1,000 slaves. The Colosseum on the blood of its gladiators. Empires on the lives of their soldiers.
All testaments to madmen. Pencil dicks like you.
Where is it? Where's the Dahlia?
I sold it to a $5 whore. How is your mother these days, Dick?
Clever, Jimbo.
Oh!
Where is it?
Shove it up your ass.
Oh, well. I didn't expect you to cooperate. But you shan't deter me for long. I will find the Dahlia.
Not if I can help it.
Oh, Jimbo, really? You're in no position to stop me from doing anything.
As long as I have the...
How about you don't, do you?
You were quite good there for a moment, sport boy. I really did believe that he had it. But if you really did have it, you never would have told me, now would you?
So now what?
Well, we could spend a few hours torturing you just for fun. But I'm afraid I really don't have time for that now. The only thing to do is to kill you. It's a shame, really. Always did like you, Jimbo.
I can see you're all busted up.
Goodbye, old sport. Tata Ian.
Winslow seemingly vanished into thin air. When I reported his treachery to the State Department, they told me they had nothing on him. I decided my best bet for finding Winslow would be to find the Black Dahlia. An enterprising corporal at the Quartermaster Corps had stolen it and put it up for sale on the black market. A little convincing helped him to remember selling it to a young pilot named Matt Collins. I arrived at the base where the pilot was stationed, hoping to catch up to the Black Dahlia once more. Smoke?
Thanks, Mac.
What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a pilot named Collins.
You're too late.
What do you mean? You ship home?
No, Mac. He went down a few days ago. Damnedest thing. Best pilot in the squadron. 22 kills during the war, and he doesn't get so much as a scratch. Now his plane goes down during routine maneuvers. Mechanical failure, they think. His chute didn't work neither. Damn queer, if you ask me.
What was this Collins like?
Best guy in the squadron. What'd you want to see him for?
I'm looking for this black gem. Corporal in the quartermaster's office told me he sold it to Collins.
Yeah, I remember it. Weirdest piece of rock I ever did see.
You know what he did with it?
He sent it home to his girlfriend. He was nuts about that girl. Always sending her stuff. He knew she'd love that rock on account of how she had this thing for black.
Is Bunker around here?
Yeah. You're standing next to it.
Mind if I have a look in his locker?
Be my guest. Ain't much in there.
What's this?
This letter from his girl?
From Lizzie? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's her. They was always writing to each other.
She's a looker. She live in L.A.?
Yeah, Mac. You ain't kidding about her being a looker. Real hot stuff, that one. You thinking of looking her up once you ship back to the States?
Yeah, just might do that. You, mind if I keep the photo?
Sure, whatever you want. Doesn't take long for the vultures now that Maddie's out of the way.
How's that?
Lizzie's a popular girl all of a sudden. You ain't the first guy to come around. There was another fellow in here yesterday. He was a blonde guy. Real arrogant snob. Called me Sport. He wanted a picture too. Said he was shipping home, was gonna look her up first thing once he got back to the States. Back to the States. Back to the States. Back to the States.
I left Europe and caught the first train out of New York. I was headed to Los Angeles and a girl named Elizabeth Short, hoping Winslow hadn't got to her first. I knew if he found her and the Black Dahlia, it wouldn't be pretty. It would take me several days to reach L.A., and Winslow already had a head start. There was nothing I could do but sit and wait and fear for the life of a girl I'd never met, who couldn't even begin to suspect a killer was headed her way. I'd recognize those black cigarettes anywhere. Winslow's been here.
Yes, sir.
Who sat at this table before me?
I don't know, sir. I just came on this shift.
Is there any way that you could find out if it was a man named Winslow?
I'm pretty busy, sir. They got me covering 2 stations.
Come on. Be a pal. Winslow's an old army buddy of mine.
Army, huh? I was with the Marines myself. All right. I'll go check the charts. Sorry, sir. Your buddy's not aboard.
Are you sure?
I checked the charts. Nobody named Winslow came through my car.
Well, who had this table before me?
I don't remember, but it wasn't your buddy.
Can't you check your charts again?
Why don't you go bother the conductor? He should know who all's on board.
Thanks.
I've got to check on that other car now, sir.
Thanks for your help.
Come in. This area is restricted, sir. Passengers really shouldn't be back here.
Oh, I'm sorry to bother you. I just had a few questions.
All right, but make them quick. I am busy.
I've got an old buddy of mine on board. I was hoping you might be able to tell me his room assignment.
You don't say. Small world, ain't it?
Sure is. Can you tell me his compartment number?
Well, sure. What's his name? I'm sorry, but Mr. Collins left specific instructions not to be disturbed by anyone. I'm afraid I can't give you his room assignment.
Come on, be a pal. I haven't seen him since we marched into Berlin together.
I'm sorry, friend, but I can't do it. It's railroad policy. If you'd like, I could see he gets a message.
No, that's all right. I wanted to be sure I surprised him.
Are you sure you don't want me to pass along the message?
Yeah, thanks.
Better not. I'd get in big trouble if they caught me pulling this without good reason.
Find the idiot that pulled that cord out.
Conductor, excuse me, I'm sorry. Could you tell me
Not now, mister. I've got to check on the emergency.
Yeah, but... That ink. It must be drugged.
A witness, pure of heart, empty vessel to consummate the ritual and bear Gila's brand. Mimir's counterpart, innocent watcher that bears the brand to alleviate the master's pain. Suffer one night for each covenant, and await the bearer of the brand.
Excuse me, I think there's been some kind of mistake here.
Oh. Where am I?
I believe you're in my sleeping compartment.
Oh, my head. Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean you're a sleeper?
This is my sleeper. I just boarded and I find you passed out in my bed?
Where's Winslow?
Who?
Collins. Wait a minute. You just boarded, you say? Where are we?
Chicago.
Chicago. Wow, I must have been out for hours.
You should learn to handle your liquor better.
I wasn't drinking. I was drugged. Somebody drugged me. I was trying to catch a fugitive. He must have been onto me. Tricked me.
Fugitive? What are you, some kind of a cop?
Yeah, something like that. Listen, I'm very sorry, Miss...
Casey. Alice Casey.
Listen, Miss Casey, I'm very sorry to have bothered you. I'm gonna be going now.
Oh!
It's very nice running into you.
Oh! Why of all the lousy...
Come in. Look, there's a reason this area is off limits, you know. Can't this wait until I make my rounds?
I hate to keep bothering you like this, but, well, I had a couple of more questions.
All right already, but make it snappy.
Excuse me, I was wondering if you knew what happened to my friend, Mr. Collins.
Your friend got off in Chicago. Transferred to the Express.
The Express?
Yeah, there's an Express out of Chicago. It gets to L.A. about 20 hours ahead of us. Your friend was in a real hurry. Didn't even have time to switch his baggage.
He left his baggage behind?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, thanks.
Sure, mister. Sorry you missed your friend.
How long until we arrive in Los Angeles?
That won't be for several days yet, sir.
I've seen this stone before. It's the same type as the one they used for Landolf's sarcophagus in those weird crypts. I better make sure that Winslow doesn't get this stone. There. That'll mess up his plans. Mind if I have a seat?
It's a free country.
You still sore about this morning?
It's not every day I find a strange man in my sleeping compartment. I might not mind it all that much if you weren't so smug about it.
I was just trying to get a little rise out of you.
Men. You think awfully highly of yourself, don't you?
Not particularly. What do you think about me?
I don't think much of you at all.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Jim Pearson.
I'd like to say it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Pearson.
Well then, Miss Casey, I'll just have to make sure that it is. Let's say I apologize, and we start over fresh.
All right. But there won't be any third chances.
So you really didn't see the man who had the sleeping compartment before you?
No, I didn't. It was empty when I got on in Chicago, except for you. Are you really a cop?
Well, not exactly. I used to work for the OSS.
The OSS, really? Were you a spy?
Of sorts.
And this man you're after, what's he done?
Well, he's a murderer and a traitor for starters. That's enough right there to send him to the chair. It's probably not even half of what he's done.
And what about you, Jim? What have you done?
I'm not sure I get what you're after.
You must have seen and done things the rest of us can only imagine. How thrilling it must have been.
Well, it's not like in the books or the picture shows, Alice. It's not thrilling. It's not any fun at all. It's nerve-wracking and gruesome and tragic. And when my man's finally behind bars, I'm gonna give it all a long rest.
Well, I'm sure it beats the heck out of being a waitress in Skokie, Illinois.
Oh, I don't know. I think a guy could learn to like a quiet life in a place like Skokie. So where are you headed?
Los Angeles.
You don't say. I'm headed to Los Angeles myself.
You too. Well, what do you know? Here I haven't even so much as set foot in Los Angeles, and already I've made a new friend.
So what's out there for you?
Why, Hollywood, of course. I'm going to be a movie star.
Well, blondes are a dime a dozen out there, I hear.
You said you'd play nice.
Oh, I know how to play nice. That's just that teasing's more fun.
Why, if a girl knew you any better, Mr. Pearson, she might think you were flirting with her.
Well, if a girl knew me any better, Miss Casey, she might know it.
We'll be in Los Angeles in the morning. What will you do when you get there?
I'll start looking for my man. You?
I suppose I'll look for a place and try and find a job. You won't forget about me, will you?
When you're a big star, I'll say I knew you when.
Now, you know that's not what I meant.
When all this nastiness is over and done with, I'll be sure to look you up. I promise. In the meanwhile, I've got to try to get some sleep.
Good night, Jim. And good luck with your search.
Thanks. Good night, Alice.
Jim,
Yes?
don't forget your promise.
Don't worry, Alice. A guy's not very likely to forget a pretty girl like you.
Next stop, Los Angeles. We'll be pulling in 10 minutes. This is the end of the line, folks. Los Angeles. Next stop, Los Angeles. We're pulling in 10 minutes.
I left Alice with a quick goodbye. I had other things on my mind, like finding a killer, and finding Elizabeth Short before it was too late. I checked into a hotel across the street from Union Station and unpacked my things. The first thing I needed to do was call the police. They might be able to help me.
Number, please.
Give me the police department.
One moment, please, while I connect you.
LAPD.
I need to speak to a detective, please.
What's it concern?
I have reason to believe a young woman's life is in jeopardy.
Oh yeah? From who?
It's sort of a long story.
Listen, buddy, we don't have any time for cranks.
Sir, this is not a crank. The woman's name is Elizabeth Short. A man named Winslow is after her. Last I heard, he was using the alias Collins. I think he's already killed her boyfriend.
All right, pal. You've got my attention. What's the boyfriend's name again?
It really is a long story. Can't I explain it all to you at the station house?
Okay, the guy you need to talk to is Detective Maxwell, but he's on his way out the door right now. Can you meet him someplace?
Okay. How about Gabe's Diner? It's right across the street.
The Greasy Spoon, across from Union Station.
Yeah, that's the one.
He'll meet you there in 15 minutes.
Number, please.
Never mind.
Gabe, where's that sandwich?
I'm making them as fast as I can, Gracie.
Excuse me. Detective Maxwell?
Yeah. Have a seat.
I'm Jim Pearson.
This better be worth my time.
Oh, it is, Detective. Don't worry about that. I'm trying to find a woman named Elizabeth Short. I believe she's in danger.
That's what you said over the phone. What's the trouble?
Well, it all starts over in Europe. Her fiancé, a pilot named Matt Collins, bought a contraband item on the black market. It was lifted from a stash of Nazi art treasures.
What kind of contraband item?
A gem. They call it the Black Dahlia.
Uh-huh. So what happens to this black, whatchamacallit?
Dahlia, well, just before Collins is due to ship home, his plane crashes under very suspicious circumstances. He just sent the gem back home.
Let me guess. He gave it to this Short girl.
Yeah, that's right.
So what's so important about this gem? It worth that much money?
Well, it doesn't look at all that valuable at first glance, but it's got a long history. Supposedly it's got some mystical qualities.
Oh, it's a magic rock.
You know, Detective, I don't know what it is that I did to get off on the wrong foot with you, but I'm not a crackpot. This story's true. I've spent years on the trail of the Dahlia. Maybe it's nothing more than a worthless piece of rock, but there's been an awful lot of killings over that gem.
All right, buddy. Don't get yourself into an uproar. I'll check into it. But that's about all I can do for now, unless you're holding something back.
I'm not holding anything back, Detective. I'm trying to help.
Good. I like it that way.
I believe a man named Winslow is in Los Angeles. He's a dangerous criminal.
Who's this Winslow? I never heard of him.
He's a spy. Used to work as a political liaison for the FBI. He served in Europe during the war, and I crossed paths with him when I used to work for the OSS.
Say, a secret agent. We don't get many of the X9 types around here.
You can check with the State Department if you don't believe me.
Don't think that I won't.
All right. Fair enough. I just recently discovered that Winslow was a former SS agent. I tracked him across half of Europe before following him out here to Los Angeles.
Sounds like this is a personal vendetta.
The guy's a butcher and a traitor. Yeah. You bet it's personal.
Any warrants out for this guy? Got any proof?
Not a whole lot I can make stick. The guy's extremely clever. He doesn't leave a lot of witnesses behind.
All right. So what do you want me to do about it?
Just help me stop him before he kills again.
I don't like the sound of that, Pearson.
I'm just warning you, Detective.
All right. I'll check around about this Winslow. But let me warn you, you better not cause any trouble, 'cause if you do, I'm gonna be all over you. You got any more stories for me?
Oh, what's the point? You haven't believed a word I've said so far?
I'll check into this, Pearson. Just on the chance that there's something behind that cockamamie story of yours. But unless you got some cold hard facts from me, don't be bothering me anymore.
All right, Detective. If that's the way you want to play it, that's fine by me. If anything happens, though, I just, well, I hope you don't have any trouble sleeping at night.
If anything happens, I'll have your sorry ass behind bars. Don't worry about me. I'll still sleep just like a baby.
Anything for you, honey?
No, thank you. Just seem to have lost my appetite.
Suit yourself.
Jim!
Oh, hello there.
What's the matter? Aren't you happy to see me?
No, it's not that. I just had a meeting with the detective from the LAPD about the matter I was investigating. Didn't go very well.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but what brings you in here?
Oh, I'm trying to find a job. Just something temporary until I get my big break, that is.
You all settled in?
Why, yes, I've taken a room at the Sunset Arms Hotel.
No kidding. That's where I'm staying.
Well, it's a small world. I'll have to stop by and say hello now that we're neighbors.
Sure, Alice. That'd be swell. Listen, I've got to run, but you be sure to stop by anytime you like. Say hello. I'm in room 217.
That detective wasn't very helpful?
No, I don't think he believed me. Listen, I'd love to stay and chat, but really should be getting back to work.
All right. When I stop by, you can tell me all about it.
You bet. Bye, Alice.
See you around, Jim.